What's up, guys? About 9 months ago on my first trip to LA, I bumped into one of my favorite YouTubers, Fun for Louie.
Louie is the godfather of daily vlogging.
Louie's really special to me because in the dark times that you guys are going to hear about in this video, he was one of the YouTubers that I actually watched that really kind of helped me get through that. When you have nothing to look forward to, sometimes an adventure through a daily vlog is enough to keep you going. As a travel vlogger, Louie's motto is live the adventure. So today, I'm taking him around on an adventure in his own neighborhood so he can get a glimpse of what it's like to navigate the streets in a wheelchair. What you do is gonna scoot your butt back all the way as far as you can go.
Yeah.
Like tuck it, push it back. There you go. So you'd be sitting kind of upright, and then you put your toes back. Yeah, just kind of like. It actually fits in pretty decently.
Is that good?
Yeah. Pull it up.
Oh, I almost wheelied it.
Yeah. See, it's kind of tippy.
Yeah. So I just hit my hand on the brake then.
Yeah. It's better to. You alright, man?
I'm good. Luckily, I've got a kind of built-in crash helmet.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh. Luckily, I'm doing it here.
Yeah.
Before we get on the street. Oh my god.
I should have said something about it. Yeah.
I got the wind knocked out of me.
Okay. So if you are about to tilt back like that, make sure you put your head forward.
Yeah.
So you don't bang your knot.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be bad. Hopefully I don't get concussed. You got that on camera, right?
when you're doing your stuff, yeah.
I was thinking I probably didn't need boots today. I was just up. We were just planting trees this morning, and I forgot to change my shoes back to like normal.
All right, pop it in there and see if it is it cutting into your skin at all. Is it
No, that's great.
I just thought about we're gonna have to get through the house. Make sure you don't bust your head again.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I want to do. Pulling back is the best way to get your feet back down the ground quick. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I feel like I'm about to tip,
just yank it back.
Oh, I think I got it. I was not ready for that. It's great. I just sliced my hand open.
You have to pull with this.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with this. Get a few more in your pocket.
I got one left. That's all I have. I have it in my pocket.
I'm probably gonna have more injuries. First injury. Cool. Okay.
Are you more scared now?
Yeah, I'm more scared now.
I told him, I was like, you're probably gonna fall a lot tomorrow. He goes,
Yep.
Since you're naturally kind of like a leaner,
yeah.
Let me go ahead and put this seat back to the furthest position.
Oh yeah, that's not
Is that better? Now,
yeah,
now your center of balance is further back, so you're more tippy.
You're a little more tippy.
That's actually good because then it's very easy to pop into a wheelie and then I can just
hold it. Yeah.
I can always lean forward a bit as well.
Yes, exactly.
Or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
There you go. Pay attention to that. Yeah. There you go.
So it's just popping just a tiny wheelie. I think that's the.
Yeah, that kind of wheelie is called a wheelie pop-up.
I guess you have to be really careful crossing roads because like we were completely hidden behind those cars there.
Most of the time you have to stop right at the line of sight and look.
Yeah.
Also, you have to make sure that you not only make eye contact with the driver, but that the driver acknowledges you. Because I've had drivers stop and then not make eye contact with me and then keep going and almost hit me. Wow. So that was my kind of failure to not verify. Just your right wheel only is going to go up and go down. So how you mitigate that is you lean your body to compensate.
Okay.
So if your right wheel,
I was leaning too much that way, I'd
compensate. So try to imagine your torso gyroscopically. That's your stabilizer. But it gets you go.
Okay. But I feel like it'll almost be. I mean, not that I'm wanting to fall, but it wouldn't be bad for the video if I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh! Okay, we fell. Okay, first of all, more than likely strangers are gonna try to help you, but let's hope they don't.
It was right after you said I think I should fall for the video too.
I really wasn't doing it deliberately. I was like, what the heck?
Well, here we go. What's the move here? Do we push in a road? Do we take a different path?
So going up. So I think I reckon I can get my front wheels on there from a wheelie. But at that point,
then what?
That point, I don't know. Oh, I hit my thumb.
The challenge is that you have to come at it with speed. I, with all my experience, still rarely jump curbs I don't like it.
It's very hard to do that.
So this is what we'll do, although this is seriously not the best option, given the world of accessibility, we
Go on
kind
the
of
road.
have to do this, is go in the road. I like going in the road on the side that the
they're
traffic is
coming
coming.
towards you, yeah.
Therefore,
You're not going to get hit.
they're not going to get hit from behind. Yeah, so let's
You're
go
going
ahead.
to see it coming and be able to wave.
Let's stay on this side of the road and
Okay.
stay safe as we can.
Stay close to the curb.
Yelling and waving is also an option.
I just feel like very hyper aware, like I'm very,
It can be overstimulating.
yeah, it's like at what point does it become second nature?
Hours. Tons and tons of hours. It's almost never second, I don't think, but it slowly starts to slip more to the back of your mind the more you do it.
Because it's like driving, like when I'm driving now, I don't think about looking in my mirror and
Yeah.
being spatially aware. And
All right. So what's your caution moves here? What are you doing here?
I'm gonna lean back a little bit so I don't like get my wheels caught in.
Yeah, your front wheels have a lot of places to catch and tip you. So
So like I was trying to, I didn't wheelie it, but I like tried to push
yeah.
a bit harder to.
All right, and then lean forward a little bit while pushing. Oh, there you go.
Cool. I don't know what would happen here if someone in my audience recognised me, because they might be like, what the heck? And also, yeah, I don't know, because I'm tall and my dreads stick out, they see me from a mile off. I think I'd be less visible like this unless you're right next to me.
Yeah.
This is when you're gonna get a lot of the looks and stares, my friend.
Yeah. Do you know what also is interesting? I'm just not used to this
Being
eye
so
level.
low, yeah.
Yeah, like I see the world from a different perspective down here. It's like I'm just seeing stuff I wouldn't, because I'm normally my eye level's up here. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like it feels very different. Like I can't see down. Normally I can see above everyone's heads.
You can see a distance.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of more closely paying attention to your surroundings, your environment. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Shall I try and order a drink over there?
Yeah. This
interesting, 'cause
particular one says you can order from the side.
Oh, okay.
There is some accessibility built in, so let's try to find something that maybe doesn't have
See,
something.
they have like a low counter.
Oh yeah. Never even seen accessibility signs before. Like I just don't like see them.
So there's one right there. There's a blue ramp right there.
Wow. It is like a whole other world if you're like in tune to see it.
Yeah. If you weren't looking, then why would you need to look? I mean.
Jesse! Yo! Richard's taking me out for the day to experience what it's like to be.
I figured that. Louis living the life of what it's like to be in a theater. Yeah.
Catch you guys later.
Nice to see you again.
Bye, Tommy. Nice to meet you.
All right, so general accessibility can be even more challenging inside of stores, just because it's not really on the forefront of a lot of people's minds. So we're gonna go run in there, not make a big commotion about it, but just try to navigate our way, just like as if we were actually shopping.
This is good.
I'll go behind you.
This couldn't really get into it. I don't think going that way. That was tough. It basically couldn't have got any tighter. That was as tight as it could go.
The ones that have the clothing spindles, those are the ones that make
Yeah.
it more challenging. This one actually looks pretty decent. I don't know if you caught that, Andrew, but someone just walked past, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "Good job, buddy."
No.
I don't know what I'm doing a good job about.
No, they didn't. Do you find that's like
It's really patronizing.
really patronising?
It's really patronizing.
Good
it's
job,
like,
buddy.
hey man, good to see you out. It's like,
It's like patting you on the head.
yeah, it's like, did you see me in? Like I wasn't in. Like,
Good job, buddy.
yeah, good job, buddy. I think about, here's like some examples. Like there's some stores that like we can't go shop there. Like even if we wanted to.
Just to see what they would do, just like wheel up and then just stop at the steps and just look at them like.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, we'll carry you in. I'm like, nah. Andrew, it's a disability mobility.
It's a disability mobility.
The looks are funny. I'm really noticing it. Like people eating their meal like mid-mouth or like that kind of thing. You're like, but I know they're not deliberately doing it. It's just happens, you know. It's like
You might be the most interesting thing they've seen all day.
Yeah.
Really. And two of us? Is there a wheelchair convention in town?
Yeah, I do also wonder though whether people are looking at the tape and being like,
They probably don't even notice it, honestly.
So I'm interested, like whether there's some countries which are just haven't even thought about this.
Most international accessibility is a tragedy. You have to take someone with you in order to survive.
Europe is pretty good, but
Yeah.
like,
I imagine like developing countries. I imagine trying to get around like Nairobi and Kenya.
Not happening.
That's a big part of my life. I get to travel all around the world, and it's like. But now I'm thinking about it, like some cities I go to, there's barely even sidewalks. It's just like a rocky.
What's up, guys?
I've seen you on YouTube before.
Oh, you've seen him? Okay, cool.
This is us. This is our team, our basketball team.
Oh, okay, let me give you one of these too.
I know, man.
Pleasure, dude. What's going on, man? Richard?
Yeah. Hopefully we get laid off with these questionnaires on the beach.
We're gonna do another one.
I'm experiencing what it feels like to be the accessibility issues. Yeah,
Same with that. Yeah.
Oh, you taped him up. Yeah, good job. Make it. Give him some numbness,
He's fallen out twice. Yeah.
3 times, including the one when I fell backwards.
3 times actually. Yeah. Good seeing you guys.
Hey, mate, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Cool that they know you.
I told you the community's small, and he goes, yeah, man, I've seen YouTube videos. Yeah. Hey, people know.
And he even referenced the questionnaire. He said,
Yeah, how often do you get laid? I love that. Okay, so let's do the talk and then let's think thumbnail.
All right, so we were trying to shoot the thumbnail, and Louis fell out, so we are going to have him get back in the chair a different way this time. All right, chair, let's try.
I rolled forward.
Let's try a different way. All right, cool. So go ahead and put your feet back on the foot plate. With this hand, reach up and grab this part.
This time?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then with your right hand, start pushing up off the ground. Dig your elbow in. Lock your wheels up.
Yeah.
Start pushing up. Now keep moving that right hand forward. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go.
Helpful that tree was there.
Yeah.
I really took on board that stay leaning forward thing, and because of that, I was in a ball and then I just rolled right over.
But at least you didn't hit your head.
Yeah,
so.
that was way better than before.
You gotta keep your feet in, man.
Okay. Nice. Oh yeah.
The freedom.
Well, I think the other thing is like it's not normal. Like for me, just today realizing, wow, I think I've sat in a wheelchair a few times, but that's the longest I have, and trying to move around. It's like to normalize it more would mean I've got less questions and I'm less focused on it, because I'm like, oh, this is kind of what being in a wheelchair feels like, and I'm used to that. It's not this thing that's really bizarre and unusual to me, which is probably what draws a lot of focus for people.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm hoping to do as like a broader part of the channel that I'm working on, is to normalize, destigmatize wheelchair users, so that when you run into someone on the street, it's never what happened to you. It can be like, oh, do you do like basketball? Or, you know, I saw a guy doing backflips at the skate park, you know, like, have you ever seen those things before? You know, it's different conversations, it's different angles. I think there's not a lot of conversation around disability, and I like to champion that as much as possible. I mean, that's why I put myself out here on the Venice boardwalk with a sign, you know, asking people to come talk to me, because most of the time people are afraid to come talk to a person with a disability because they're afraid of the backlash, right? Because a lot of us are angry and resentful and snappy, and especially in a public situation, it's like, dude, now's not the time. Like, I'm just trying to buy some things at the grocery store. Like, don't ask me what happened to me. But if I'm at like a dinner party, or if I'm like hanging out with a group of friends, like, sure, let's have a talk about it. But only after an hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours of other conversation. And only if it leads into it. You know, some of the best relationships I've had with people are the ones that have never asked me about my injury or asked me about my disability. It's interesting because I would find myself a couple of years later mentioning something about it, and they'll go, oh, hey, I've actually never asked you, like, what did happen? And I'm like, really? You never asked? Like, I didn't know that they didn't ask, just because to them it was important. What was important was our relationship. What was important was our friendship, what other things we bonded over, what other things we enjoyed. And our friendship was not based around, you know, wheelchair. It was based around, oh, be like, that's Richard, you know? And that's something that I think is really cool. We know we're disabled. Like, we know we're in a chair. We know we get extra attention. We know people are curious. Like, we're used to it. And it can be kind of bombarding sometimes, but you know, like, ease your way into it. Just don't make it the first thing you ask about. When I first got hurt, the last thing I wanted to talk about with my friends and family was what I was going through. Like, the doctors were already doing that, my physical therapy was already like that, my whole day was already like that. So when people come and hang out with me, it's like, let's go to dinner, let's watch a movie, let's talk about music, like what's going on in the world. Like, I don't want to talk about me and my body. Like, I'm already dealing with that right now. Like, this is my all day, every day. Like, don't ask me, like, hey, how's it going? Like, I don't want
you don't want someone to be your therapist. You just want someone to be your friend, hang out, do normal things, kind of take you away from that. Like,
absolutely. I want a friend that helps me escape from everything else.
Yeah.
And obviously I have different needs and challenges, and it's very important to acknowledge those things. But when I have a friend come over, it's like, hey, pick me up, let's go to a concert. Hey, let's go eat at a restaurant. Hey, let's go listen to this new album that I think is really cool. Or like, hey, let's go hang out with some friends. Like, whatever it may be. But like, let's not talk about what's going on with me.
Yeah.
Let's just
until you're ready.
Until you're ready. Like, but even still, it's like, let's just go have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more interested, and I had some friends like this that it was like, they wouldn't be like, so how's your therapy going? You know, like, any new meds? Like, how's your pain? Like, you know, what about your new wheelchair? How's it going? Like, they didn't talk to me about that. It was irrelevant to them. They were like, I'm here to hang out with my friend Richard.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really valuable to me. I really appreciated that a lot. And I think a lot of people that are going through things, if they want to talk about it, if they want to bring it up, let them do it. But for the most part, it's kind of like, let the person who's going through the thing bring up what they want to bring up and what they want to talk about. Because I think a lot of people that are going through things, whether it be addiction, depression, disability, divorce, bankruptcy, whatever the issue is, let them bring it up.
Yeah. So obviously on my channel for the last 6 years or whatever, I've been traveling all over the world, and now thinking about it, I'm often in countries which I cannot imagine you could probably travel in as a wheelchair user. Like, I think it'd be impossible. Or some of the activities I've done, or treks to different places, like, it must be, firstly, being in America, I guess, is a bit of a privilege compared to other people watching from around the world. And I don't know, have you talked to people of how they navigate that? Is that a big issue in the world, that we need more awareness around disability and accessibility?
It can even be challenging, like traveling in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Getting to the grocery store, going to a restaurant, going to a friend's house. I mean, even planning those outings and those adventures can have their hiccups. I know there are a few people that do travel, but most of those people that travel follow what I call like the senior travel stuff.
Okay.
Because the 65 plus people might need mobility scooters and wheelchairs and canes. It's real like mall traveling. It's copy and paste no matter where you go. It's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's many people that do like proper travel, like proper adventure traveling, because impulsivity is something that's kind of taken off of our plate, even in our day-to-day life.
You have to pre-plan everything, kind of thing.
Every move, every step, what we're taking with us, what we're not taking with us, how we get there, how we get back, what we're gonna do when we're there, can we even do anything while we're there? That can paralyze people in the mind enough in their own neighborhoods where they isolate themselves and stay at home, and that's where sometimes the stereotype comes from.
A lot of people watching may not have somebody that's a wheelchair user in their life, and that this has been the first glimpse into, you know, the accessibility problems of that. But I noticed a guy like tapped you on the shoulder back there, you were saying, and he was like, good job, buddy.
Way to go, or good job, buddy, or something along those lines.
Do you feel there's these awkward interactions, and for somebody watching, you know, what would you love in an ideal world for people how to behave around you?
I think there's no perfect solution, but there's a few things I can definitely talk on. So I talk about the whole like, good job, buddy. What that does is it implies that what I'm doing is going above and beyond the stereotype. Right? The stereotype is a wheelchair user stays at home, it's dirty, stinky, smelly, people have to take care of them, you know, they can't be independent, they can't have a job, they can't have a girlfriend. So him applauding me for doing literally nothing is more of a look into their life and what their assumptions are. Because I mean, I've had people congratulate me for just seeing me out. They're like, hey, good job on being out, like congratulations. And I'm like, did you see me in?
Yeah.
It's like, good to see you out. And it's like, that can be a bit patronizing, and I think it might have to do with just general awkwardness. Like they want to say something to me, or they acknowledge me, or they want to start talking, so they'll just like say something weird without even thinking about it. You know, I was a person without a disability before I was a person with a disability, and I'm sure I would have said something weird like that, you know. But I think we need to make sure, and I'm kind of speaking to my people here right now, to not make it difficult for your people to have a conversation with us. To not be snappy and mean and rude, and you know, like you asked about help. So I believe the best help is no help, because I have to learn how to live my life on my own. I can't rely on people being around me, or if someone's gonna be around me. Very similar to how I showed you how to get up back in your chair on your own. I mean, imagine if you had to lay there and wait until someone found you. Imagine if you were home alone and fell out. What are you gonna do? You know.
So if you were on your own and you fell out, and then someone was standing right there was like, do you want, like, can I pick you up again? Would you prefer them not?
It depends on the person. I like to ask. I have no problem when people ask if I want help. The big problem I have is when people don't take my no. Because there are some times when people go, hey, do you need some help with that? And I go, oh yeah, sure. Because it actually does help me out. It actually does make it easier for me. But when I say no, it legitimately means because I mean no. Like, I got it. Like, I've got a system, I've got a routine, I've got a way of doing things. Like, please ask me. And if I do say no, please know that I'm not being stubborn or strong-willed or trying to be, you know, like, oh, I can do it on my own. You know, I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. I legitimately don't need your help. It's when you keep saying, oh, no, just let me help you anyway, that I'm like, okay, now we've crossed the line. Because now you're getting in my way. Now you're making it actually harder for me. And now you helping me is actually for you and not for me anymore. It's you trying to help to make yourself feel good and not trying to help to actually help me. Louis, thanks for letting me take you out and kind of show you around a little bit about some of the challenges of accessibility that we face. If you guys like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.